me know when you're ready to rumble. Gordo's good? Okay, well, in half an hour, a very important announcement will be made. Regardless of what that announcement is and regardless of what the decision is, there has never been a more important time to send certainty and clarity of message to those in small and family business and the people they employ. If we go into lockdown, we absolutely need something to support small and family business and their staff immediately. If we don't, why not get one in place for if this occurs into the future? People are crying out for certainty, and the absence of it means decisions that have to be made in real time. So, what do I mean by that? I just met a cafe owner in Karoi, and he said to me he's got about $1,000 in perishables right now. If he goes into lockdown, that's something he has to throw away and he has to bear the cost. He doesn't have that money sitting around. People are making decisions in real time. They need certainty in an uncertain world, and we are fighting for them. I'll ask Fiona to say some words.
Thanks very much, David. And it's always great to have the Leader of the Opposition here on the Sunshine Coast. We've been travelling throughout Queensland talking to small and medium and family businesses, and the story that we're getting back is that they need certainty in uncertain times. Here in Noosa today on the Sunshine Coast, we are affirming that there needs to be a certainty with certainly a package from government, from the state government to help businesses if and when they go into lockdown. And that would make a huge difference. You've got people who have tremendous amount of stock they get on hand in order to service the public, particularly in the hospitality area, particularly in tourism. Other states are doing this, and it's time that Queensland had a package of a lockdown or recovery package for businesses that carry the burden of this when they have, whether it's a 3 or 7 day lockdown, it's money that's out of their pocket, out of the community, and impacting our small and medium-sized businesses that employ so many people. That's why we're championing this and calling on the state government to get in behind our small and family businesses with a package that will help. And I'll hand over to Jared.
Jared Blay, Shadow Minister for Finance. Well, look, thank you to David, the Leader of the Opposition, for coming to this beautiful part of Queensland today. Serious questions need to be answered, not only on behalf of the small business community in what the Palaszczuk Labor government are doing to support our small businesses right around Queensland. We would ask them to copy our small business package, help small business. It is disgraceful that a year and a half during this pandemic now, there's been not the level of support we've seen in other jurisdictions for small businesses, particularly across Queensland in this part of, in this region in Queensland as well. So important to the tourism industry as we recover from the pandemic. There are questions though that the Palaszczuk government and Anastasia Palaszczuk needs to answer. And this is the first one. Who is to blame for the Queensland hotel quarantine failure that has led to half the country being put into lockdown? This is impacting businesses. This is impacting small businesses. Where is the certainty for businesses across the state of Queensland now when the restrictions were eased on Friday, restrictions were put in place on Monday, and we're possibly on the verge of a lockdown? That is the question that Anastasia needs to answer when she stands up with a press conference at 11 o'clock. Who is to blame for the Queensland hotel failure in quarantine that has led to half the country being put into lockdown? DC?
Thanks, Jared. So we have been relentless in our focus in making sure that there is a package. What does that package look like? Well, there are examples across the country. Pick some of them, but enact them. Get moving on it. These people behind us are making life and death decisions for their business, and they need that certainty and security. So whether or not that's an amount to cover perishables, whether that's a safety net for their staff, whether or not it's the assurance that if you are one of those venues who are impacted, the deep cleaning cost and the ability to mobilise it will be assisted by the government. Whatever it is, a decision has got to be taken to provide some certainty, because people are making decisions in real time, and those decisions affect their business viability, and it affects the viability of their staff to make the rent payment this week. This is serious, and any decision that's taken today needs to come with it a safety net right here, right now, for those businesses across the state who are just hoping and praying that they don't get forced into a situation where their costs aren't met.
If we don't go into a lockdown, how important is it to have a support package?
Yeah.
As well?
It's a great question. Nothing changes, regardless what the decision is in half an hour, nothing changes about the need for a business support lockdown. The only thing that changes is the timeliness of it. So if we go into a lockdown, it's got to be enacted immediately. If we don't, the window is still small and we still have to pull the trigger on it. The CCIQ conducted a survey the last time that we went into lockdown at the end of March. It found that it cost small and family businesses about $600 million. They can't afford to go through that again on their own. They are crying out for help and we are in their corner. And we want to see something and we want to see it now. Sure. So if we aren't, let's get a business support package to make sure that business has the certainty to invest. So it's a good question. So what does that mean? That means that a business who's looking to open, to expand, to embark on getting stock in, if they know that the government's got their back, they can continue to trade. The worst thing for a small or family business is to get stock in and to throw it away. The second worst thing is to not order the stock and then you're open and you missed an opportunity to create some jobs and make some dollars. All they need is certainty in an uncertain world, and that's what we're fighting for.
In terms of the hotel quarantine, though, Sarah just mentioned,
Yeah.
putting answers from the government. But it's my understanding that they wanted the federal government to take over ownership of hotel quarantine. So why are we blaming the Taliban?
No, there's two. Well, let's be clear. The state-run hotel quarantine is the responsibility of the state government. And what we saw was a domestic traveller with international travellers, and as a result of that, a 24-hour stay has seen half the country go into lockdown. So let's not walk away from that. That is fact. What happened at National Cabinet yesterday was National Cabinet said this process has got to stop. I would question why it was ever there in the first place. In the case of Western Australia, they don't do that. They don't mix those two groups of people. So, no, that sits, the buck with that stops with the state government. Now, we're going to prosecute that in the days to come. But right now, I'm fighting for the people who've got businesses behind me. I'm fighting for the people throughout the length and breadth of Queensland who are going to be making decisions that will determine whether or not their staff can pay the rent and they can meet their bills. And I'm not going to take my foot off the accelerator on this, because whatever happens this morning, nothing changes how important this is to have a package like this. We are the only state that doesn't have a serious business support package. We have spent more, we have missed more opportunities when it comes to giving the confidence to small businesses than anyone else. We spend less per head of population, and we need small and family businesses thriving more than anywhere else. Queensland is built on it, and we need to make sure that these small and family businesses can invest in uncertain times. Yeah. Well, fix your system. And when we had the outbreak previously, the failure of the Grand Chancellor, we asked some pertinent questions. And we wanted to see everything warts and all about how we could improve it. And we were told there was no smoking gun. Well, we've failed again. And I want to see the system improved. Of course. Well, a good start would be not mixing people. The second would be making sure that your processes are squeaky clean. Half the country is in lockdown because of a failure in Queensland. And I'm going to, in the days ahead, I'm going to be relentlessly focused on that. Right now, our phone is running off the hook, and it's from people who are asking that there's a safety net for them and their staff. So I don't want to say anything that diverts attention away from that today, but we won't be letting the government off the hook. Likewise, we want Canberra to assist the vaccine rollout. We want to sort out the idea about larger quarantine facilities by all means, but nothing changes the fact that we have to improve two things. One is the system of quarantining, and the second is a business support package, and we're going to be relentless on it in the days to come. Yeah. 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 Well, of course. But I have to say, the Premier can talk about vaccination all she likes. She didn't do a lot to help the confidence in it when she played this in and out game of not getting her vaccine when all other leaders did. And, you know, I wrote to the Premier in February and offered to do it with her. And it was many, many months before she ended up getting it. After getting a flu shot, after getting a tetanus shot, only because she had to go overseas, she had to get a different type of vaccine. Now that's in the past, and I'm not going to dwell on it. But what I am going to say to everybody is, in the absence of leadership coming out of the state government, here's my leadership. Please, when your number's ready, get the vaccine. It is the only way we will heal a broken economy, and it's the only way we'll heal broken families. And each are as important as the next. And I just say to people, I understand that there's been mixed messages, but vaccines are the way that we're going to get ourselves off the canvas. And when I see facts that a party in Sydney that 30 people attended, and the half a dozen people who didn't get the virus were the ones who were vaccinated, if ever you need more proof, there it is. Please, go and get it. We've got to get the show back on the road. And that's economically and that's also socially. There are people who haven't hugged their loved ones in so long. There are businesses that are just wondering whether or not they should invest in the future. And both are as important as the other. And only vaccines will get us on the straight and narrow. Thanks all very much.
Thank you all.
Thank
Cheers.
you.